Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we're going to be back on World of Warships Legends. Today we are back in the legendary tier American cruiser, the Alaska. Super cruiser anyway. Yeah, this thing still very good to this day. This is my best game I think I've had in the Alaska. After the game I looked at my statistics on my Alaska. I've got a 66% win rate, and I looked at my battles, and apparently this match in particular was my best game. So, thank goodness I recorded it, and, well, I'm now showcasing it to you guys, which, yeah, I thought you guys might enjoy. A little bit of a treat for the weekend. Why not, right? So, we are in the Alaska, and notice that there are a lot of cruisers in this game. Yeah. One thing about Alaska that makes it so good is the guns. The guns are amazing, obviously, because, well, it's American, so of course the guns are going to be amazing. But, especially when fighting other cruisers, these guns will absolutely obliterate them, as you guys will see throughout this game and just in this match. It's ridiculous what we do to people. It's fantastic. I think you guys are going to really find some laughs in this game, that's for sure, and just witness the absolute sheer stupidity that the enemy team does here coming up pretty shortly. Now right off the bat we see a Napoli and we see a Des Moines, and I'm tempted on just pushing, but then something else pops up here very shortly. There he is, the Colombo. So I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta be a little bit cautious here. So one thing about the Alaska is basically the Alaska has battleship armor. It's basically a suit. Like I said, it's a super cruiser. It's got 32 millimeters of armor everywhere, which allows you to ricochet shells up to 16 inches. The only thing that can overmatch you is Yamato and Musashi. So Colombo here only has 15-inch guns. But if he hits us in the superstructure with the secondaries or with his main guns, he will have no problem doing damage to us. But other than that, he is not going to be able to get Citadel damage. So that's all that matters to me. My Citadel is protected right now. The most he's going to get is some superstructure penetrations and whatnot. So we should be okay. Now notice the AP is doing a pretty decent job on the Colombo. He's going broadside. But then I see this Napoli that's not paying attention, and well, we just quad Citadel'd him for frickin' 30,000 damage. 3/4 of his health gone. Yeah, Napoli, you should not be doing that, buddy. Like, I don't know what the hell you're thinking, but clearly you're not thinking. So, because of that, you're gonna get absolutely cream-pied. So, there you go. You gotta freaking, you know, learn how to not position yourself like that. The only thing keeping me from charging at these two cruisers is this Colombo. So, I'm backing up. I'm trying to get some decent damage in on this Colombo. I'm getting occasional penetrations, nothing special. And, well, since the Colombo is a, you know, a pasta boat, it doesn't seem to have a Citadel for whatever reason, because magical pasta boats. So, we're just hopefully getting enough penetrations to finish him off. Again, there's some pretty good damage, 10,000, and the teammates finish him off. Down he goes. We're up to 86,000 damage. And now, I can push around this corner, no problem. The only thing I'm worried about is Napoli torpedoes. I quickly get a shot off on that Napoli, take him down. He comes around flat broadside like a complete fucking noob, and down he goes. That's our 5th Citadel and our first kill of the game, and that brings us up to 95,000 damage. And now there's a Des Moines right around this corner. He's not paying attention. He's got no camo on. We aim waterline, and we absolutely pound him for 28,000 damage with 2 Citadels. Yeah. Absolutely disgusting. And, well, Des Moines is just still not paying attention. He just does not seem to give a shit. So, we're going to be able to get some decent damage there. Unfortunately, he angles. So, we don't finish him off. He finally realizes the error in his ways. He's like, oh, fuck, there's a fucking Alaska pushing my whole fucking team in. I should probably angle. Too late, buddy. Back to port he goes. We didn't get the kill. It looks like it was yoinked by someone else, which is fine. And then we see a Worcester out here at 13 kilometers going broadside, and we have no problem citadeling him. bringing our Citadel count up to 8. So again, you guys can just see the guns on the Alaska are phenomenal. So long as RNG isn't fucking with you, these guns will absolutely wreck people if given the opportunity. In case you guys don't know what the size of the guns are, the 305mm guns, they are 12-inch guns. They're disgusting. That's all you need to know. They are nasty. They are pretty consistent. They are pretty accurate. And they will have no problem doing damage to cruisers, battleships, destroyers, all of the above. Another thing that the Alaska has is pretty good AA. Not really relevant in this game, but it does have decent AA. So if you're ever in a carrier game, you can fend off against carriers because American ships pretty much all have good AA, like past tier 6. Because, well, after Pearl Harbor, we were, like, super paranoid about planes, so we literally outfitted our ships with the most modern fire support shit you can ever imagine in terms of anti-aircraft and firepower. So we just put AA on everything. So that way, anytime Japanese would send planes at us, we would absolutely obliterate them. Now, those are high-caliber metal, 165,000 damage, just like so. But anyway, speaking of, like, the Japanese and shoot down planes and stuff, this ship did actually exist. The Alaska was a real ship. I know, crazy, right? But there was actually a few Alaskas made, if I'm not mistaken. Alaska was a ship that was built, but it really never saw much service because by the time it was built, we already nuked the ever-living shit out of Japan, and well, their fighting days were long gone. So basically, Alaska, it kind of never really saw much service. Now, we just broke 200,000 damage there with that shot on the Michelangelo. We're up to 10 Citadels. Michelangelo just sailing broadside. And that right here is what the Alaska just feasts off of. It will absolutely obliterate you if you're not careful. And that Michelangelo just pretty much found out the hard way that you don't go broadside. You blow up to anything, especially with big guns like Alaska. You gotta remember, too, the Alaska has just big enough guns and just small enough guns to not overpen most, if not all, legendary tier cruisers. So anytime you get broadsides, you're going to absolutely obliterate them. Like, it doesn't matter what cruiser it is. You're pretty much going to always get Citadels because you have big enough guns and you have just small enough guns to where they're not going to overpen. You know what I mean? They're not 16-inch, they're not 15-inch guns. They are just small enough to just wreck people, and it's the perfect size gun for this tier. I'm gonna be real. Like the 12-inch, 13-inch guns, perfect size gun for legendary tier. It gets the job done. And if you need to load high explosive to deal with enemy destroyers, you can do just that. Unfortunately, there our shells land short and miss him completely, but that's okay. Our team is getting some pretty decent hits in there, and it looks like I'm gonna be able to get one more shot off and maybe just maybe take out the most hated ship ever, me personally anyway. I absolutely hate Shimakaze players, so goodbye, go fuck yourself, back to port. And yeah, no respect for Shimakazes. You're a despicable human being for playing that ship. But nonetheless, we got him, and just like that, we hit 228k. Not the most damage in the world for legendary tier, but still pretty damn good. And a 3700 base XP game. Not bad at all. And I don't even play legendary tier that much, so I will take it. High caliber Confederate. We got 3 kills, a bunch of Citadels. I mean, you love to see that, man. Alaska, still fantastic. Believe it or not, the Alaska was my first legendary ship. So it's good to be back in it and playing around with it and actually doing some pretty cool things. But anyway, here's the commander build. We're running Nikolai, Kuznetsov, and Menbeli as inspirations. We got directed impact, beyond range, igniter, punch through, fixated, and fully packed. He's a legendary 4, fully maxed out, rank 16 captain. And nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go and do it for today's video. Hope you all did enjoy. If you guys did, you know what to do. But anyways, I will catch you all on the next one. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.